Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm the host, T Money, and today I'm going to be doing my game recap on the Bulls and the Pacers. So the Bulls and the Pacers had a Monday night face-off. It was a great game to watch. The Bulls come into the matchup 26-38. The Pacers 35-27. Bulls currently hold the 10th seed, trying to hold that play-in spot. Bulls come into the game 8th in free throw attempts in the last 5 games. And then we 4th best in free throw percentage in the NBA. Bulls also come into this game on a 3-game winning streak. So good momentum we picking up with the Bulls. So just my opinion on the game, it looked like a great game from the Bulls. I feel like 2 of the great pieces that we're going to be seeing in the future is going to be Giddey and Coby White, because those 2 have picked up the offensive burden after LaVine and DeRozan left. So that's good for both young players, just to see who's going to step up to the plate on the offensive end and who's going to be great. This was a great game. It was definitely a low shooting 3-point game, even though the Bulls are known for their pace and their 3-point shooting. The last games we've been on the 3-game winning streak, we've been getting a lot of points in the paint, a lot of free throw attempts, a lot of fouls. So, let's get straight to it. Vucevic finally returns after missing 7 games with the calf tightness and comes off the bench. He's not in the starting lineup. We still have no Lonzo Ball. Ayo Dosunmu was out with a shoulder injury. And for the Pacers, no Halliburton. Now, this was going to be a weird game because Halliburton wasn't playing. So Halliburton had a right hip flexor strain, which is like a weird injury. I never really heard of that. And they also was missing Isaiah Jackson, who was out for the season. So the Bulls starting lineup was Tyus Jones, Coby White, Josh Giddey, Modest Buzelis, and Zach Collins. So let's get straight to it. So in the first quarter, it was good defense. I've seen a lot of the young players playing with a lot of confidence, especially the pickups of Tyus Jones and Zach Collins. I feel like those 2 young players fit well into this young Bulls roster. They've been playing exceptionally well. I love to see the confidence on both ends from these young players. So everybody came out pretty aggressive, attacking on the offensive end. Every facet of Josh Giddey's game that they said was a negative, he has been improving. So he's improved his jump shooting and improved on the defensive end. Getting downhill, getting a lot of fast break points. Josh Giddey has really been the guy for us, the go-to guy for us on offense. So coming into the first quarter, Modest Buzelis has been picking up the defensive assignments on some of the elite wing players in the league. His defensive assignment today was Pascal Siakam, and he's been guarding Pascal for about 53 possessions and held him to like 12 points this season alone. So coming into this first quarter, our defensive schemes must revolve around stopping Benedict Mathurin and Pascal Siakam. Those 2 players cannot get off this game. We have to stop them, and we stop the Pacers. No Halliburton, so I was very interested in seeing how they're going to run their offense, because they're normally like a running gun. This is a team that can match our pace on the offensive end. They're another rebound and running type of team. So we have to play exceptionally well transition defense, because this is a team that can get up and down the floor just as well as we can. So the Bulls had one of their weaknesses exposed that been our weakness all season, the lack of interior defense. The Pacers had 20 points in the first quarter, and after that, the Bulls go on to make 8 field goals in a row. This was a really great start. It was a really fast-paced game. Both teams were playing defense. Both teams was getting after it on both ends. After the Bulls made 8 field goals in a row and went on their run, the Pacers come out of their timeout to go on an 8-0 run in the quarter. And I was kind of scared because Coby White picked up 2 early fouls. Didn't know how the game was going to go for him. But at the end of the first, the score was 27-27. It was tied. So going into the second quarter, Coby White came out aggressive, super aggressive, had an and 1. I would love to see Coby White not shoot so many threes, get more in the paint. He's 6'5", a taller guard. Most people don't even know he's even that tall. So I would love to see Coby White in the paint more often. But the Bulls had a lot of unforced turnover, just passing it to the wrong person. A lot of pass out of open shots that allowed the Pacers to get 9 points off their 9 turnovers in the second quarter. And then once, the turnovers started to cut down, you seen the Bulls cutting, getting open threes, moving without the ball. It was just some good basketball, some good high IQ basketball being played out there. Josh Giddey comes out just carrying the offense. He came out just shooting, getting downhill, getting some open layups, being aggressive on the offensive end. So then the Bulls go on a 9-0 run after Giddey hit his second 3 in the quarter. And Giddey also gets back on defense and causes a jump ball. So not only is he playing offense, he's doing pretty good on defense. A lot of people said he wasn't a great defender, but he's improving his shooting and his defending. So it was a lot of and-1s in that second quarter. Coby White came out, got an and-1 3. And then Josh Giddey also came down, pushing the ball on the break, got an and-1. The Bulls had 4 and-1s in that second quarter. So everybody was being pretty aggressive, and the Bulls outscored the Pacers in that second quarter, 21-40. So it was really just getting downhill on the break, getting in the paint. So that's what I love to see. Some good, smart basketball, not too many jump shots. And the Bulls in that second quarter up 48-67. So at the half, Josh Giddey had 21 points, 5 rebounds. Coby White had 16 points. Myles Turner had 15 points. Pascal Siakam had 9 points. So coming out into the third quarter, the Pacers offense seemed a little stagnant, without any Halliburton. I kind of knew that they was going to have some offensive struggles because he's the main guy that sets them up. Pascal came out, got a couple early buckets. Then it led to a Bulls early timeout. You don't want this Pacers team to get rolling, get back into a rhythm, and get into this game. Billy Donovan calls an early timeout. The Pacers went on a 12-3 run. They started the full court press us. They kind of picked up the intensity in that third quarter. So I thought we was going to have a really close game. But the Bulls stayed aggressive. They stayed rebounding and running. They stayed attacking the paint. They stayed getting fouls. They stayed just, making them work on the defensive end. So that was a good sign from them and this young team, kind of countering that full court press and countering that intensity with their own intensity. So that's just, this was a great game. I love to see it. And the Bulls was just, it was more movement without the ball too, and a couple 3-point shots was falling for us in that third quarter. So this was Coby White's 6th 20-plus point game. He had 21 points by the time it was the third quarter. He was super aggressive. Then going into the fourth quarter, the Bulls was up 75-49. So this was kind of looking like a blowout. This is how the third quarter got into their early start. The fourth quarter was basically the same thing. The Pacers came out, full court pressing, came out intense. Billy Donovan had to call another early timeout because you don't want this team to get into a rhythm, get any confidence, get back into this game. So we third in pace in the NBA, so we working towards our strength, which is just basically rebounding and running. So Buzelis got out on a fast break, had a crazy dunk on a break. The Bulls did have too many turnovers this game. That's like the only thing I could really take from this game. Just way too many turnovers, unforced turnovers at that. Pacers was just kind of like pressing the guards and making them just lose the ball. Then Coby White hit a milestone for this game with 6,000 points. He hit a layup in that fourth quarter. So, unfortunately, this game, Josh Giddey rolled his ankle in that fourth quarter, stepped on the foot of Ben Sheppard, man. The same right ankle that had been giving him problems early in the season. He headed straight back to the locker room. It was just tough to watch, especially with all the work he put in, working on his jump shot, working on his defense, trying to become a better player. You just don't want to see players like that get injured, which is like the only negative I could really say from this game. That kind of like, I was happy we got the win, but also, Lil Josh got hurt, rolled his ankle. So hopefully the injury isn't that severe. So I did hear Billy Donovan say it's going to take like 2 to 3 days to evaluate how severe the injury is. So hope he can get back on the court as soon as possible because he's been playing some phenomenal basketball. I heard he's been getting into his rhythm lately. He's back hitting some threes. And by the time it was 5 minutes into this fourth quarter, the Pacers pretty much waved the white flag and emptied their bench. So the Bulls ended up blowing out the Pacers 121-103. Game highs. Josh Giddey had 29 points, 10 rebounds. Coby White had 29 points, his 6th straight 20-plus point game. Vucevic had 11 points and 11 rebounds off the bench. Myles Turner had 15 points, Siakam had 13 points, and Ben Sheppard had 12 points off the bench. Kind of like a quiet game from Siakam. I did want to see more from him. He's an all-star champion. Did want to see him kind of lead this team, but once again, it was kind of tough for this Pacers team to get set up without their star guard, Halliburton, who leads this team in assists. He's the one that normally sets them up, gets them in a rhythm. So they really struggled on the offensive end this night with no Halliburton, so they really need their star guard. So for the game grade, I'm going to give this about an A. I love what I've seen on offense, moving without the ball, everybody trusting each other, everybody believing, everybody aggressive, confident. I love what I've seen from the young guys. Love the pace that we play with up and down the court. And on the defensive end, it was the same thing. The Pacers came out super intense on defense, full court pressing us. And we came out with the same energy on defense on our end. So I love to see the young guys go out there and just hoop, man. This was just a game that was just full of hoops. So that will be all for my recap on this game. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.